All right, let's return to our top story now. After more than a month, it appears Occupy Toronto participants could be down to their last few hours in St. James Park. The city handed out eviction notices this morning. Protesters have been told to leave immediately, and the city's talked about the move for days. So why now? Well, to discuss, let's speak with Toronto City Councillor Norm Kelly. He's also the city's Parks and Environment Committee Chair, and he joins us live in studio. Thanks for coming in.
It's my pleasure.
So I'm sure there must be some of these Occupy protesters also wondering, they've been there for a month, why now?
Well, I think there are two lines converging. The first is the feeling by many Torontonians that it's time to take back their park. The occupants of the park have had a long time, 30 days, to make their point or their points. And I think the feeling out there is that people believe that there isn't much more to be said, and they want their park back. And that's reflected in the number of calls that are escalating on a daily basis at City Hall. Now the other reason is particular to the park. It's a unique park. St. James is a unique park. It has an underground irrigation system. And every fall, before the winter sets in, we've got to blow the pipes, get all the water out. Because if we don't do that, the water stays, freezes, cracks the pipes, and the taxpayer is on the hook for a $50,000 to $100,000 repair bill.
So what if they move to another park?
You can go into any park in the city of Toronto, hold a protest anywhere from a few minutes to the whole day, but you cannot camp there, and you cannot stay there after a certain time or hour in the evening. So there's nothing to prevent them from moving to other parks. They could rotate around the city if they wanted to. Bring the occupation to the four corners of Toronto if they wanted to. They just can't set up tents and yurts in that park, in those parks.
And you've gone down to speak with some of them, right?
I did.
Yeah.
To their credit, there's a portion of the park at the southern end that has all sorts of flowers and shrubs, and they've respected that. They were sensitive to that. And what I'm asking as the chair of the Parks Department is to extend that sensitivity from that one small area to the entire park. Because frankly, with that occupation over 30 days, the park's been abused. We've lost the sod, the ground has been trampled down, which makes it harder for the roots of the trees to take in their nutrients. Some people feel that there may be already $30,000 or $40,000 or $50,000 worth of damage that the city's going to have to repair. So we would like the park back. It's our job to look after the parks on behalf of the City of Toronto. We want to repair it so that all Torontonians can enjoy it, not just a few.
Norm, I got to say, you said that they've been there for a month and they don't really have much else to say. They've made their point. Have you said that to them? Because they probably don't think they've made their point.
Well, when people feel passionately about something, it's very hard for them to understand when the listener is saying, okay, all right, I understand what you're saying, because they want to press it home to some sort of conclusion.
Well, they want you guys to do something about it.
Well, take a look at the slogans. Overthrow capitalism. Sorry, City Hall can't do that for you. And the 99-1 split in income. Okay, and how would you expect the Council of City Hall at City Hall to do that for you? A lot of those ideas are slogans, been around for 100 or 150 years, and there's just no way of immediately implementing any of these things. If they have a quarrel, it's with maybe the federal government or the provincial governments who have the instruments of social and economic policy at their fingertips, not the Council of the City of Toronto.
How do you think today's going to play out? Because we were speaking with protesters and they were saying they're going to stay, using the words defend.
Yeah.
How's this going to play out?
Well, it's not theirs to defend. That property belongs to the people of Toronto.
I appreciate that, but what's the city's plan now? I mean, are police moving
We're hoping, because this administration has treated them, I think, very fairly and very generously. And what we're hoping for is now the reciprocation to that. We hope that they will treat the residents of the City of Toronto with the fairness and generosity that they received over the last 30 days. You've been asked to leave. Would you please do so peacefully? And I'm hoping that they will do so.
You're hoping, and I can appreciate that as well, but worst case scenario? I mean, one protester referred to the G20.
Well, I hope that it doesn't reach those proportions or those demonstrate those characteristics. But my hope is that common sense will prevail. One of the problems, in dealing with the occupation is that there's no clearly identifiable leadership. So who would you negotiate with? It rotates depending on the issue, the day. There's no group there that says, we speak on behalf of everybody. It's almost as if every person speaks on his or her own behalf or on behalf of a subgroup. There's no leadership that speaks for everyone, and that's been one of the problems. We haven't been able to close with them to figure out what we could do as a city to assist them.
Well, it looks like that close is hours away. We'll have to see how this all plays out.
Well, let's cross our fingers.
All right. Norm Kelly, Toronto City Councillor, thank you for speaking with us about
my pleasure.
The Occupy Toronto movement. Thank you.
Okay.